This is just a little, I had a request to do a background on this complex that I'm building here when I'm modeling. This is set in the late 60s, early 70s time period. When as a kid, I remember going up through there. This place was still in business. It was called Huron Milling Company. Okay. They made cornstarch, flour, you name it. They made all that stuff. So, mainly cornstarch, wheat flour, cornmeal, white flour, any kind of flour or cornstarch you can think of. They made it in this mill. Okay. So this here, I don't know how good you can see it. It's the actual mill complex. Okay. This warehouse here I have, and this warehouse I have. I don't have the room for, hold on, my fat finger's in the way. Let me get something to point and make it easier. I don't really have room for this warehouse. These all connect, and I'll show you on my plan here how these all coincide. This right here, all this in here is the main mill in here. Okay, that's my doggy Killer out there barking at my oldest son who's in the pool swimming. This here is not being modeled. This is a flour mill. So is this a flour mill? It's all rail served. Okay. These silos here had rail service. Sorry about that. These here had rail service. These silos here had rail service, which is represented by this. Okay. The cars would come in and they'd empty out into the silos. And from what I understand, they would put them in trucks. Okay. And they would take it to anywhere in the complex here. And last time they took it to this here is actually a macaroni factory. They made macaroni, which is represented by this building here, where the Western Maryland is waiting to get loaded with packages of macaroni. The road here comes around so they can take the wheat or whatever they got in there around to the back of the factory. This factory has also received coal, which is going to be a spot right in here, okay, where I'll have like a clamshell bucket here, an old 60s clamshell bucket crane here, to put coal cars here to unload coal into trucks and stuff to take to heat, power the factory, heat and everything else. Okay, so to coincide with the map, this is the macaroni one that I just showed you where the Western Maryland car is, and this is the silos. Okay, these are the switches that go off, and there'd be another mill back in here and one in here, but like I said, I don't have the room for it. So what we're doing is Okay. This building here, okay, is actually this building. It's actually 125 N scale feet long using my N scale ruler. Okay. I don't really have the room here because I wanted to model the yard here, which is right here. Now this big building here that you see is this. This is over 300 N scale feet long, which is the scale for the building. Okay. You see this second door here. This door here has a loading dock that I still have to build. That goes from here out to this track here and down. And it's made so we can load 2 extra box cars up at a time, besides loading up here. Okay, this is all warehouse space. The different types of products, depending on what the product is that they were making and demand for it, which would be this track here is the red building, and this here, as you can see, here's the platform, is the second track down there. Okay, hold on a minute. I'll let you sit here and look at the Western Maryland, the motor power I got here. Waiting. I got a train here sitting. I just got to disconnect the power and get the other power down here to take it back up. This is my staging yard right now. Now this track here, where the tank car and stuff, and this area in here goes to the J.H. Bullock. It's called J.H. Bullock Lumber Company, and Lumber and Coal Company is what it is what it's called. Okay, and that would be this complex. Hold on. That would be this complex right here, where the black circles are. Okay. Okay, the first building you see is the planing mill. I actually used Google. No, not Google. Historical aerials to do this build, to get the actual measurements of this building, because it has a measurement thing on it that I can use. And these are the actual measurements of these buildings in here. These are the ones that I'm trying to have Vinny build for me. The lumber, the planing mill, and these are both storage. I should have enough room in the passenger station. The passenger station is only 45 feet wide and 113 feet long, as you can see. And I'll get pictures of that and send them to Vinny when and if he decides to do it or not, or whatever. I almost forgot. This building here is going to go here like this. Then there'll be another building that goes along here to right about here. Then there's actually, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's actually a track back there. If I have room, I might put 2 tracks in there. Just have to figure it out when I get to it. Because everything, the building that is on the back wall, back there, would be the actual production plant. Everything comes across. It's either can be loaded back there on either side of the building or main warehouse, or it can come in here into the this warehouse, but the J.H. Bullock, yeah, coal actually sold coal, provided coal for the company here, from what I understand, and they actually built barrels, wooden barrels, for the Huron Milling Company for flour, and when they used barrels and stuff, crates and everything else, besides sell lumber and stuff. So what would happen, a little more history, is the freight would come in. They had, this complex had their own switching locomotive here. What they would do is they'd bring the train in. Let's say this train was coming in instead of going out. Okay, they'd cut the engines off and they'd separate out the cars that are going north to Port Hope, and they'd take those cars up to Port Hope, and while they were up there, these cars here would be over on the other track over here. What would happen is the switcher would take all the cars out that are outbound. This is what I understand the stories I get from my grandfather now. They'd get the outbound cars and line them up on the track, and as the train came back from Port Hope, they'd pick them up and leave. Then company switcher would switch the inbound cars to whichever track or wherever they needed to go, and they do that on a daily basis. I don't know if it was Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday or how often they did it, but it was up and running up into, that I know of, the 70s, the middle 70s. It started, this place started in like the 1920s. Sorry about that, that was my fat finger. In the 20s, it ran for up until the 70s, like I said, until the late 70s, when it closed down. Well, part of it was they were having problems, legal problems. Sorry about that, fat fingers again. I'll sit here and talk and let you look at the locomotives and take a view of the complex. Oh, how's that? That better? Sorry about the clipboard. But another reason they went out is because the bridge down in Ruth, down about 10-15 miles down track, washed out. So once that happened, they didn't want to replace the bridge, so because traffic was declining out in Port Hope and here, because the track was so dang bad because they neglected upkeep, which everybody knows how that goes. So, but these trains would come up from Port Huron on the first Pierre Marquette, then they'd come up to C&O, which the chassis system local is appropriate for the era, because I remember seeing a locomotive, it was a GP7 or something, up in Port Hope one day picking up hopper cars from the mill. So not too long after that, when they ripped the tracks out, like I said, it was like 75, 76 or something like that, they abandoned it. So they just, most of these buildings are all gone now. The big warehouse, I think, has been converted into a DuPont. They make something, DuPont makes something in it right now, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember what, but I'm just going by memories. And this track plan here is based on a 1929 Sanborn maps, fire map is what this track plan is based on. Because I use a little bit of model's license, because in the 60s and 70s that I model, there was a lot of these tracks, but not all of them, because these tracks here, this one here, and this one here, and everything from here around was removed because it wasn't being used a whole lot. No, this track here and that track were being used because those buildings were all ripped down and everything else by the 70s. So I just wanted to add a little bit more switching and stuff, and I found a 1929 plan, so that's what I'm using. But I'm setting it in the future, like everything is still there. So, and I hope I should have enough room in this area here for everything that I need to scratch build, because the buildings that I have, you cannot buy them. That I need, you can't buy. They all have to be scratch built, like this one here is scratch built. I don't think there's very many buildings by anybody that are 150 N scale feet long. I mean 300 N scale feet long. You come in a box unless you make them yourself. But if I have to, okay, I can take this road here out. Take this road here out and move it over here and move this river down, or just totally take it out, because all it was like a little stream. But I have another one right here, as you can see, to take its place. But that's just a little history, and this place interested me because it's in my memories of, like I said, when I was a kid growing up in Michigan. Back in I was probably 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Back when 10, 11, I think I was 11 in 76. Yeah, it was 10. I'd be 10 when this all got taken out. So it's just memories from, so it's 43-year-old memories. I'm 53, so this is just what I remember, and people helping me out and talking to my grandfather before he passed away. And so this is just a little overview. I hope this helps and explains what I'm modeling and why, and this shows you how much N scale, how much stuff you can get in N scale. Okay, this is, I think, 22 inches wide by from the end of the table here to the end down there where the salt is. That siding, sorry, that down there, if you can see it, the building on the right is the salt. They haul road salt in for the roads for the county, and they put it in, they unload it out of the cars and either store it in there or put it right into the trucks during the winter time. So I modeled that. But so in a comparison of the sizes, if you guys are wondering. Oh, sorry. So this is what you can see. A little look at what I'm going on the HO on the end. Okay. This here that you just seen in the N scale is the same area being modeled in HO. So, but this just shows you how much track compression I have to go with. I don't have room for, I have room just for one for the front building, and that's it. Nothing behind it. And maybe the one macaroni thing, and that's it. I don't have no room for nothing. Even if I had moved it over to the edge, it wouldn't work. I still wouldn't have enough room. But yep, I haven't been working on this. I've been working on the end scale here lately. So this is what my HO looks like right now. But like I said, I'm spending more time on the end scale right now than the HO. So, and I know my layout room's a mess, but I ain't got a whole time to do anything because of work. I'm sorry if you see a mess. Let me move this stuff back over. But I do a little. This is a Port Hope. This would be the end of the line, of the branch line of this here. And I know the track's not straight. Let me tell you, I remember the track I wasn't straight either. It had grass and dirt and stone and all grown up in it. You can tell it wasn't maintained. So, but this is what that looks like. So maybe I'll do a history on Port Hope too if y'all want it. You know, I'll do another one in Port Hope. But that is the story of the Huron Milling Company and what I am modeling. Alrighty. Hope that helps some. Any question, just ask, and if I can help, if I know the answer, I will let you know. If not, I will try and find it out for you. Alright. I thank you very much. I'm sorry this is so long, but it's the first time I've actually had this much time to do anything because I was busy. So y'all have a good evening. God bless and bye.